Hello everyone! Hello! Previous video before saying goodbye, I pressed stop recording button too quickly, so sorry about that. This is second video of showing you the classes in Siege of Dragonspear Baldur's Gate game. It's very similar video as I did for you before in Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition, with the only difference is that you start on the level higher. But in Siege of Dragonspear, every class got levels up for 2 levels only. Maybe one class will be 3, but I'm not sure. I doubt it will. No, 2. 2 levels up. We stopped on druids, showing you the subclasses. So I chose that photo. It's a human, because humans can be any class, but only pure class. About dual classing, guys, don't worry about it. I don't if you are not a skilled D&D player, I don't recommend you doing so. You see, in second edition dueling class, you need to know exactly what you're doing, because you need to make sure you will be strong enough, for example, as a fighter, and then you dual classing yourself to, let's say, mage. So, if you're a fighter level 8, your fighter will stay on level 8 and wouldn't develop. Dual classing and multi-classing is different things. Because in dual class you stop developing in one way, but carry on with your new class. Yeah, so it's very in second edition it's a bit messed up. You need to know exactly how it works. Probably some other time I will show you in the game how it works, but I wouldn't recommend to do it in second edition. In third edition, starting from third edition, you can choose 1 level fighter, 1 level mage, or 1 level mage, 1 level who you can dual class it with. They cancelled multi-classing as such. So you choose, for example, let's say you play mage and 5 levels, and 5 levels you improve thief. Yeah. But in third edition it's only dual classing. But they mix dual classing plus multi-classing in one thing. In second edition in these games it is what it is. But anyway, let's go back to our classes. We stopped on druids. Let's start with mages. My favorite class is a mage. I like any class, but yeah, mage is my favorite. You can read that in pause if you want. Yep. That bit and class features. Yeah, that's the only weapons mage can use in the game. May cast arcane spells. Well, that's the main thing. And intelligence is the main characteristic. Anyway, so that's the same. Classic mage. My favorite, to be honest. So you got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 altogether. I would, if I would play, I would choose just that. Yeah. I would choose just that. Never I would choose that. Yeah. Wild mage. Nira is wild mage. NPC, yeah, you can take to your party. Because wild magic is very unpredictable. Yep. Unpredictable. Class features. Honestly, I tried, but no. In critical moment when you cast protection spell and fireball explodes on the center of a mage. Excuse me, that's a little bit A little bit, yeah. And I thought, no, 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 no. No thanks. That's what Wild Surge is. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Can be beneficial or... yeah. Exactly. Exactly. No, no Wild Mage for me. If you guys like it, it's up to you. Let's go to the Mage Specialist, because if you're a Classic Mage, yes, you got one slot, spell slot per level less, but any magic is available to you. Any. And that's exactly what I like. This is Dynaher, yeah? Invoker. Invoker. A mage who specializes in the manipulation of raw and elemental energies. Basically, attacking magic. One additional spell per level, that's amazing. Evocation, yeah, scrolls plus 15%. Yep. Targets -2 penalty. What? Once making saving against spells from the evocation scroll. Ah, targets suffer. Yeah. Yep, that's true. That's why our cloud kills in walkthroughs work so fantastic. Not against too powerful foes though. Disadvantages. Yep, enchantment. Yeah, -15% of any other school. So enchantment is a no-no thing, but any other school -15%. That's why it's worth drinking for a mage specialist potions of intelligence. And quick save after each successful scribing scroll, yeah? Yeah. And definitely has to be 16 constitution. Yeah, it's funny. Each mage specialist must have some characteristic very high level. And totally opposite. Remember Xan from previous game? Exactly. Enchantment spells are also fantastic, but I like both. Evocation and enchantment. That's why I would choose that, guys. Yes. A mage who specializes in manipulating the minds of sentient beings, basically, and charms and all related to that. Yep. Target suffers, yeah, so easier to charm. So there are bonuses, of course, don't get me wrong, there are bonuses. Normal mage doesn't have all that for each mage specialist. Yep, but invocation, no, you can't. Totally opposite. 16 charisma minimum for enchanter. Yep. Minimum 16. But that before, so if you choose that, your charisma will be always automatically set it on 16 minimum. Between 16 and 18. Awesome, isn't it? So there are bonuses to be a mage specialist, of course, but -1 school of magic. Like Dynaher, yeah? I desperately need few enchantment spells, but she can't. So I have to choose different tactics. That's why I prefer normal mage, but that's me. Edwin or Desseron, but he is evil, I will show you him for evil party. Yeah. Summon monsters. That's the conjurer's bonus. Same thing, yeah? So conjurer cannot learn spells from divination. Identify, by the way, and also, but identify from divination spells. There are a few other useful ones, but Not a big disadvantage, to be fair. So Conjurer, yeah, it's worth choosing. And Constitution will be 15 minimum. Minimum. So Edwin, yeah, I need to show you Edwin. And that's if you are a gnome. That's all you will have. Illusionist. Same thing here, and disadvantages, yeah? Necromantic spells, no. But there are a few cool ones. But if you play for a gnome and you choose to be a pure class illusionist, and you will set your intelligence on 19 from the very beginning, and later in Baldur's Gate City you'll find a book and your intelligence will be 20 as a base one. Basic one, that's fantastic. But no necromantic spells though. Dexterity 16 minimum you'll have. Okay, remember Xar? Mad, Gentarim, together with Montaron. Yep, that's his speciality. Dealing with death. Yeah, opposite school, no illusionary spells. Many protection magics related to that school illusion, so... Don't know really. Wisdom 16. Yeah, Abjurer, I wouldn't choose that. Because, look. No alternation spells. And that's that mage specialist. Yeah, no abjuration school. These two types of schools for protection magic you need. Diviner. That's the only one I didn't show you. No conjuration spells. That's bad. So why do you need to be a diviner? What apart from identification spells, what do you need really? From Divination School of Magic. No attacking spells, no enchantment spells related to that school of magic, so pointless to choose a diviner. I mean, some spells are cool, but they are not attacking or spells that you use against your enemies. Or protecting yourself, yeah? So I wouldn't choose that, I wouldn't choose that as a mage specialist, and I definitely wouldn't choose that as well. And that. So definitely Conjurer, Enchanter, Illusionist, only if a gnome, yes, because that's the only... So that's the only out of all these you have, Illusionist, that's it. We'll check that later on. Yep, so that's about magics. Okay, I'll do a separate video about the rest. If we are mages, let's speak about sorcerers as well. The difference between mage and sorcerer: sorcerer doesn't scribe scrolls to the book. Sorcerer doesn't have a spell book. They feel magic. They take the energy straight from the weave. So sorcerer doesn't need spell book. Very similar to mage, but you got the way you choose the spells during your level ups. So for a sorcerer, if you're a novice in D&D, play for a mage first, definitely. Sorcerer, you need to know what you are choosing. You definitely need to know what you are choosing, spell-wise, because you only get 5 per magic level. 5 is your maximum. And the main characteristic is charisma, not intelligent. See? Well, they don't have spell books Instead, Sorcerer learns small number of spells at each level which they can cast daily without memorization. Yeah, true. You don't need to memorize anything. You don't have spell slots. It just said how many spells, for example, 5 of a day of level 1 spells. And you choose which of these 5 to use. You can use 5 magic missiles or 1 each out of 5. Yeah, so it's different. Let's see. Sorcerer can be classic sorcerer or you can be dragon disciple. Yep. Breath weapon. Yep. Yeah, you got less spells for Dragon Disciple, but all that. Disadvantage, you may cast 1 fewer spell per level per day. That's the only disadvantage. But you got that instead. Yep. So Sorcerer is really cool. Anyway. Okay, that's it, guys. In the next video I will show you a thief, a bard, a monk and a shaman. And that will be it with the classes. Then we'll go through races and which classes each race can pick. So yeah, I believe you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please write them in comments, but for that video that is all. And we'll carry on later on. Goodbye.